Hey guys, my name is Matt Ackerson. I'm the founder and CEO of AutoGrow.co, as you may already know, or not, but if you didn't, now you know it. In this video, we are talking about 5 of the absolute best examples of social media marketing campaigns ever. And these are examples that have either gone viral and or just performed extraordinarily well for the companies and brands that advertise them. So part of the reason why we put together this list, this video, and the article that goes with this video, which if you're on YouTube, the link to the full article with 35 examples, not just 5, is in the description, right by that like button. So if you end up enjoying this video, please hit the like button. I appreciate it. And please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So we started putting together this list because we were posting on social media. We just kind of started posting because we haven't been getting much traffic from social media. It's just never been a main source of traffic for us. We've always gotten most of our traffic from our email list and from word of mouth, and especially from search engine optimization. People searching on Google, for instance. But social media, a lot of companies do really well with it. It just hasn't worked for us. So wanted to put together this list as a resource for us internally at AutoGrow, but also for your benefit, because what better way to generate your own ideas than to actually look at what is already working and working incredibly well for other companies. So let's get into number 1. And by the way, my face might be a little shiny in the light today. I just got back a little while from a run, so don't judge me. So Maz's Whiteboard Friday. Maz's Whiteboard Friday is example numero uno. And in this example, every week, basically a member today of the Maz team, will actually break down a marketing concept or an idea via the whiteboard. Right? It's usually, SEO related, since that's what their product is all about. This, I don't want to call it a tradition, but this weekly video, this weekly whiteboard video that they would put out, it was originally started by the founder, Maz's founder, Rand Fishkin, who's actually gone on to start another company. And, there was just something, I used to watch a bunch of these when they would come out. And there was something just very sort of authoritative and convincing, and also just kind of fun about seeing Rand be on video. It was always HD video as well, like so super high definition. Rand was very unique with how he would twirl his mustache and some other things sometimes. And but otherwise, above all, the videos were very informative. So he would actually kind of break down important concepts and give you information that by the end of the video you would finish it feeling like, wow, okay, like that was really useful information, to the extent where if it had been packaged in the right way, maybe you would have even paid for it. And that's, I think, kind of one of the foundational principles of creating great content in the first place, whether it's video, articles, whatever, is give people actionable, useful information that they didn't know already, that can help them to think a little bit differently and get a result, a positive result. So the takeaways from this example, though, with Maz and Whiteboard Friday, is that consistency is key. Consistency is key. And they've been putting out these whiteboard videos since Rand started it in 2009. The content has been, again, consistently valuable, so always high quality, along with, and just consistently been valuable, throughout the years in general. So it's no wonder that over 68,000 YouTube subscribers have been regularly watching these videos, some of the videos getting over 100,000 plus views by themselves. So very impressive success story there. And that's already, again, marketing, which, Maz is in the marketing niche, very competitive niche. So great results. Number 2 is Maersk, or Maersk. I hope I'm saying that right. I've never actually said the name of this company out loud. They make containers, shipping cargo containers. So this was their Kenyan, the Maersk, I'm just going to say Maersk Kenyan avocado trade social media campaign. So again, they're a container logistics supply chain service provider. But when they released their social media campaign aimed at humanizing their brand, this is what they did. And you should be kind of seeing an example of it on the screen right now. Basically, what they did was they were operating in Kenya, doing shipping, from Kenya. And when you think of Maersk, I mean, there's like it's you think of, okay, containers. If you even know what they do, it's like, okay, whatever. But what they did was to humanize their brand and make it even more memorable by tying it in with an emotional story and video of looks like a late middle-aged man from Kenya, farmer, and he tells a bit about his story, and he just something about him, about his character, who he is. You're just immediately kind of sympathetic to, because he seems like someone who's been working very hard, and somehow even as you're watching the video and you kind of know, because the title of the video and how it's going into it, that it's something from Maersk, that's going to connect to their brand somehow. So that's kind of in the back of your mind as you're watching it. But it's telling the story of what sort of how they help people. Okay, so it connects this person's brand to theirs, this person's story rather to their brand. So the key takeaways here are that emotional storytelling, it's just great in general for connecting with any audience, and connecting you want to connect on a human level, because nobody wants to just buy from a faceless brand. That's part of the reason why I get on video here to talk to you guys. I enjoy it, and I try not to edit the videos too much, only in the purpose and with the goal of making it better, more energetic, interesting. And by the way, this example, you should also check out example number 11. That's not 11, that's a 4. Number 11. Number 11. Here's 11. By going to the article or scrolling down on the page if you're already watching this on autogrow.co. Number 11 is another example of using two things that work really well: contrast as well as storytelling. But it's instead of doing it through video, TD Ameritrade, I think their hashtag for it was every little, hashtag every little bit counts. And that was kind of like the name of their campaign as well. And what they did was, they showed, let me actually just scroll down on the page here. Right, so TD Ameritrade's It Adds Up social media campaign. All right, and I'm relating this to the example I just gave. But basically, they would show an image of, for example, a gold medal winner at the Olympics, and then contrast that with an earlier photo of that same person when they were actually very young, just getting started with their training in athletics. And people are sympathetic to kids, so you can't help but look at this and see, okay, you see the older version and the younger version, and you're like, wow, okay, that's contrast, young, older. Obviously they had to work very hard. But then what really clinches it is they say, as the headline on the ad, it says, behind every big moment there are a lot of little moments. And so they have one of a professional speed skater, it looks like, and a snowboarder as well. So there you go. That's also helping to highlight the power of emotional storytelling and humanizing a brand. Now, for number 3, Chiquita Banana's solar eclipse campaign. So there was a solar eclipse happening at the time that they released this. I believe it was in 2017. And basically, it was a video, very, very smart video in terms of how they tied it in with the solar eclipse that was happening. So the moon was going to pass in front of the sun, and they basically came up with this idea of a as the moon passes in front of the sun, it looks like, you know, kind of like a crescent shape, which you see the shadow of the Earth on the moon. Sometimes the moon looks like a crescent shape, except with the solar eclipse, because it's the sun, it's the color yellow, right? So what they did was they said, okay, that's a banana, and in the commercial it turns into a banana, and the banana starts dancing, and the narrator has this sort of serious tone that is funny. So anyway, one of the takeaways from this is, okay, funny and wacky and weird can sometimes work. Not always. You should always test out your ideas before you go full force with them. Especially, sometimes if you're telling a joke, test it out on someone, see if on average people laugh. But don't assume that everyone has, the same sense of humor. Some people have no sense of humor. But assuming that, maybe 1 in 3 people might not have a sense of humor, but as long as the majority of people, find it funny, then this would be a great tactic to incorporate into any of your campaigns. All right. And in addition, the other great takeaway is to tie it into current events. Okay. And this is a pattern too that you'll see with a huge number of these campaigns, is that they're just, if it's not a current event, even maybe like a media phenomenon, as you'll see with the next example, it's drafting, to use a phrase from Derek Halpern. I don't know if he actually came up with this concept, but the way that runners and race cars, you can have one that's in front, another that would be behind, and it's actually more efficient for the car that is behind the front car because they're drafting off of them. Maybe they could be going 100, 200 miles an hour, but the front car in front has to work harder and use more fuel. In other words, just run in a less efficient way, while the car behind is saving potential energy to maybe zoom forward later and brake out and just save fuel. Okay, so that's drafting, and it works with long distance running too. So that being said, let's talk about this example now, number 4, from HootSuite, which made a parody video in 2014 of Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones was super, super popular in 2014. Not as much today. There's a lot of people who didn't like their last season. I actually kind of lost interest right before that, so I have only good memories, thank God. But a lot of people didn't like their last season. But in 2014, Game of Thrones was super hot. Everyone was into it, and it was, in my opinion, a really great show. I may never watch the last season though, so I'll just leave it at that. And what HootSuite did though was they took advantage of this media phenomenon. It wasn't necessarily like an event per se, but it was a popular thing, and they drafted off of the popularity of it by making their own 3D video, which was a parody of the intro to Game of Thrones. And if you've seen the intro to Game of Thrones, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where it's a map. So throughout the video, HootSuite, if you're not familiar, is like a social media marketing tool, helps to tie things together in one place. So basically, it would show each of the kingdoms, which would be represented by Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then in the center, at the end of the video, would be the brand HootSuite, very big logo right in there, and nicely done too, because the idea of their tool is that it helps you to tie together your different social media accounts. But in this case, they had the tagline something like, unite your social media kingdoms, which was kind of cool. So takeaways from that one are, just like the last example, it's a great testament to the selling power of drafting off of current events and what's popular right now, and what's going on in the zeitgeist, if you will. So Game of Thrones, again, was a huge sensation at the time, but more than that, HootSuite, their video was just good. It was well done. It looked very professional. Like you could have put it side by side with the actual Game of Thrones video, and there's a difference, but it was comparable and high quality. Number 5, last example, the worldwide breast cancer #KnowYourLemons campaign. So this one, you have to see the image to really understand it, but which should be on the screen right now. But what was interesting about this one was it was a creative take on raising awareness about what breast cancer can look like and feel like. And it was just kind of a really creative way, I think, of doing it. Because, I mean, if you've ever been to a doctor's office, and I'm curious, I read everything, so there's like pamphlets there. And I think at some point I probably came across some pamphlet about, like checking for lumps, this sort of thing. And it's, some sort of cartoon thing because they're trying to keep it, not pornographic or anything like that. But lemons, it's tasteful. It's not pornographic at all. So like if you're seeing it, if you come across it at work in your news feed, you're not like, oh my God, like breasts. But it's but then it's really practical too, because you see like, oh my God, like, okay, so these are the different, potential symptoms and how it might show up. And so anyway, the takeaways from this one are: never underestimate creativity driven by a purpose. This campaign, it was ingenious because it carried the same message many campaigns have tried to get across before, which is breast cancer. It's a big problem, and it can present in different ways. But since the ideas were delivered through the different shapes of the lemons, people were more likely to respond and engage with it. Because think about breast cancer, like they have the ribbon usually. It's kind of like, it's when people have promoted it in the past, through the ribbon and Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's kind of like a nebulous thing. But when you make it personal and the information useful and actionable, so people seeing it be like, oh my God, like, okay, it's very concrete, and it's useful, and it's different, and it's and it's not in any way like distasteful or pornographic in terms of how people might see it. It's lemons. So creativity is the key to success, for sure. So that's all the examples for this video. But if you want 30 more amazing examples like these, go check out, especially the TD Ameritrade one that I mentioned earlier. I thought the use of contrast there was excellent, and emotion too at the same time. And it wasn't even a video; it's just an image. Just great, in my opinion. Go to click the link in the description. Hit that like button. Also, if you like this video, leave a comment. Love hearing from you. And go to autogrow.co to read the full article. Or if you're already there, just scroll on down. Check out all the examples. You're going to get inspired, and you're going to see what's possible. All right. And by the way, speaking of social media, and marketing, all right, with AutoGrow, we make it easy and super fast to delegate all of your digital marketing tasks and projects without the headaches of hiring. And if you want to learn more about how we actually do that and how we can do it for you, whether you are a coach, you're selling a professional service, you're an agency, you're e-commerce, selling info products, whatever the case is, it's just a great platform that we are building for you to get your digital marketing tasks and projects done. And the way it works is like this. It's like project management software with proven professionals, copywriters, strategists, designers, developers, already inside, ready and waiting to get work done for you. And we can do everything. We can do ads, we can do landing pages, we can do graphics, we can do lead magnets, we can do entire sales funnels and marketing campaigns. And you get it all for one flat monthly price. We're also coming out though with fixed price services, so keep an eye out for that in the AutoGrow marketplace. And again, the way that it works though is you log into the app and you tell us a little bit about your business. You give us some notes. Okay, I want it to be like this. This is what I want to execute. And we have a library of templates too to save you time too if it's something pretty standard. like ads, landing pages, this sort of thing. And notes, examples, and you click the button that says make it real. And then you sit back, relax, and watch as the work gets done and it comes to life. And we create and get creative for you to help you execute your digital marketing and get your projects done. Because what you can do after you click that button, make it real, you're just going to watch the progress bar go from 0 to 100%. And it's a beautiful thing. There are unlimited revisions, unlimited brand profiles, and it's just really cool. So we use it every day internally at AutoGrow, and I would encourage you to check it out as well, especially because we have a special going on right now for a limited time. It's our $7 for 7-day trial, $7 for 7 days. After that, the price is as low as $5.99 per month, so very, very affordable. And the price can be higher or lower depending on how much output you want in terms of how many projects you want to be running at the same time. So super affordable, only $7 to try it out, and go try it out. If it's a fit, no worries. You can cancel at any time. There's no long-term contracts, and it's just an amazing product, and we're very proud of it. So check it out, autogrow.co. Finally, if you're more of the do-it-yourself type, well, you might want to check out some of our online trainings like AutoGrow's 6-figure sales funnel training or the Proven Sales Conversion Pack, which are available via the marketplace. Go to autogrow.co/marketplace to check those out. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got some amazing inspiration and value from this video. And as always, keep converting and stay focused. I'll see you soon.